Yo, what up YouTube, it's Bryce, and today I'm going to be doing a video sort of sparked by Dueling Network. It's going to be on Light and Darkness Dragon and how the card functions basically, because I've noticed in playing the card that there's a lot of people that don't necessarily know how the card actually works. They read it and then they misinterpret the card, end up thinking it's slightly better than it is, basically. They think it just negates everything, and it doesn't necessarily. So yeah, I'll read the effect off for anyone who doesn't know, and then I'll get into how it actually works and such. This card cannot be special summoned. When this card is face up on the field, its attribute is also treated as dark. When a spell or trap card is activated, or the effect of an effect monster is activated, that activation is negated, and this card loses 500 attack and defense. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, select one monster in your graveyard, then destroy all cards you control and special summon that monster. So, the reason this card's suddenly relevant again is dragon rulers, elemental dragons, incarnate dragons, whatever you want to call the deck, can make this card easily first turn. So people are running this, and so it's relevant to know how to play against this card. I guess there's several things I can say about it, and so I'll just start in, I guess, a random order. Number one, Lad's effect is mandatory. That means that your opponent cannot just use effects and get away with it, basically. It's not optional. It has to negate. Just like Doom Caliber Knight, for example. So neither player effectively can play spell, trap, or monster effects while this is on the board. And yeah, that's a very important thing to note so that your opponent isn't cheating you and playing cards then while you still have Lad on the board. Number two, Lad does not destroy the card that it negates. So for example, you summon a monster like Rise of the Storm Monarch. Rise activates its effect to bounce Lad to the top of your opponent's deck, or spin, whatever you guys want to say. It's really the same thing. So Lad negates Rise's effect, so it does not go to the top of the deck, but it loses 500 attack, so then it's 23, and Rise can just attack over it. And there's several ways to drain a Lad, basically. As long as you know that your monsters are not going to die, basically, by activating their effects. That Constellar monster that can change the level 2 times in one turn, that's another great way to drain out a Lad. And also, Treeborn Frog is an instant Lad drain, basically. You just keep trying to bring it back till it can't negate anymore, and then you special summon the Treeborn, ultimately. It's a great out to that. That's why Monarchs are a very good deck right now, I think. That's amongst the reasons Monarchs are a great deck right now. And I guess another comment I'd like to make, it's kind of the last actual ruling thing. Lad cannot negate chains. If you activate one card and then chain another card to it, it only negates the first card in the chain. So with this knowledge, you can somewhat effectively use your traps when Lad is out by activating any card, for example MST, as Chain Link 1, targeting your own bottomless trap hole, and then chaining it and ultimately removing the Light and Darkness Dragon from play. So that's good. You can also substitute Torrential or any other back row type card for the bottomless, and you can substitute anything chainable, really, for Mystical Space Typhoon. You can go Compulse Bottomless, Compulse Torrential, whatever, as long as you guys know that it only negates the first effect in the chain. That'll help you from getting cheated in the future as well. And another thing just to mention, always remember that Lad cannot be special summoned. Don't let anyone try to special summon this on you. It is a dark monster while it's on the board. That was relevant in a duel I played yesterday. It happened to get removed from play by Caius. So just remember it's a dark monster, because people forget that. And also, it destroys your opponent's board, or whoever is controlling the Lad. If your opponent has a Lad, it doesn't destroy your cards. I was in a regional once when I was first playing competitively. I read Light and Darkness Dragon. I wasn't exactly sure what the card did. I didn't want to seem bad and ask. So I didn't attack over the Lad. I clearly could have attacked over because I thought it was going to nuke my board. And that was actually, I was X1 round 7 at that point. It's kind of sad, but that's how good plants were, basically. I didn't have to know how to play the game. I just knew I needed to know how to play that deck. Yeah, so I guess hopefully if anyone tries to argue with you, you guys can show them this video. I know it's not necessarily the best source per se, but everything I've said is factual in here, and you can confirm that with other rulings on the internet if you feel the need. But this is going to be an easy way to tell anyone, yeah, this is how Light in the Darkness Dragon works. So hopefully this helps you guys, and hopefully you don't get cheated in the future playing against this card. And thanks guys, and peace.